Hey everyone, welcome back. Vihan here, and today I'm going to do something that might just break Scratch in a good way. We are going 3D. Yes, 3D in Scratch. Not like draw a cube and pretend like it's 3D. I'm talking real movement, perspective, walls zooming at you, everything. How? By using raycasting. Might sound like a wizard spell. Raycastius. Feel like Harry Potter. But it's actually a super cool technique that games like Wolfenstein 3D used back in the day to create 3D environments using 2D math. Yes, math is going to be there. Please don't run away. We'll take a top-down map, shoot invisible laser beams everywhere, and turn into a first-person 3D world inside Scratch. Your Scratch cat is about to become a 3D explorer. So stick around, hit that like button before Scratch crashes on me, and let's make something totally insane. Let's jump into raycasting in Scratch. Wait. Before any of that, I need to make an announcement. Yes, this is Mr. Cat, and she's going to stay in our background, in our BG every single video, and it's sleeping, I guess. The name is Mr. Cat, and I wish I had a real one, but what can I do? I'm Asian. Yeah, so first let me show you the demo of the Raycaster. So here it is. So this is it. It has an FPS counter. So just look at this. How beautiful is that? By the end of the series, you will make the same thing. If I could make it, then even you can make it. Hopefully. As you can see the shadows, and let me show you something. Yeah, look, there's a torch which will help you see better, and there's the sound effects of the footsteps, but I'm wearing my earphones, so I don't think you can hear. I'll let you hear later on in this video if I remember. It's a little glitchy, but that's only with this triangle. The way I did it is just made a 2D map and then converted that into 3D. Might sound very difficult, but is kind of easy. You can see. So this is the 2D map. It looks a bit off. I'll remove those black outlines because those do not look good. This is me, yellow guy. As you can see, this is the whole 3D environment is 2D over here. So look, there's a pole in front of me, and there's a pole in the 3D world as well. And if there are collisions, it is a bit off because I go right through the poles, but on the walls it's not bad. Yeah, and now there are controls. Let me just disable the map. Yeah, there are controls, lowest FPS. So on the resolution 3, the lowest FPS I got is 9, and right now I'm getting 20 or 25. So and the best resolution is 1, but look at it, 2 runs a bit slow, like it's lagging, and so I'll just change the speed of the walking and then zoom out fully. Look, that is so fast. But don't set the resolution to 1. Even though the quality looks so good, you're going to fry your computer. Like look, this is Scratch and it's running so slow, sluggish, whatever you call it. So let's set the resolution to 2. 2 works fine, like 10 to 15 FPS, and still playable, but 1, I don't think gamers should play that. Kind of feels like the backrooms, if you know. So I'm yapping too much. Let's just get into the coding part. Okay. So we begin by a blank project in Penguin mode. You can make it in Scratch because it doesn't really use the features of Penguin mod, like the endless extension gallery, but in Penguin mod, making it is a bit easier than Scratch. Not easier, it's just, I don't know, I just like Penguin mod, that's why I'm making it in Penguin mod. You can make it wherever you want. So we start by a blank project, and then we are going to make a new sprite. We'll name it map or level. You might be wondering about the sound. It's about my new mechanical keyboard. I don't need to brag, but it's really good. Yeah, you should buy it. I'm not going to tell what the keyboard is. I'll put it in the description, because I'm a businessman and no free promotions unless I get paid. Yeah. So it is an RGB keyboard. It has the breathing and all those features. And this is the sound. Let me let you hear the sound. Fine, I'm talking too much about keyboards. It's a wireless one, by the way. Yeah. So we begin designing our level. Let's set the outline to 0, and then you can pick any color. I think grey works fine, but it's your choice. So we begin by making boundaries all around. This is really important. If you don't make this, then it is not going to put an effect on your game right now, but later on when we move into 3D, that your game will get bugged out. Yeah. We can just duplicate these. Copy and paste these. The same thing. You can skip this part and design your own level, because this is going to be a very long video. Yeah. Or maybe you can copy my level. It's not that thing. Now let's begin. First, let's make a little area in the middle. I think you should skip this part. It is getting a bit boring. I'll just do some magic. Yes, magic. So I'm done with my level, and you can pause the video to copy it or design your own, because I know you'll design a better one. But for now, let's start making the player. Limit player, dude, whatever. And this time we aren't going to use this penguin sprite. Sorry, penguin. Maybe next time. Just delete it, and now let's make a triangle. Let's make it lemon yellow. So now let's make the backdrop. Let's make it fully black. And yeah, so now it's a good idea to keep the project on the center of the stage when the blue flag is clicked. So drag out the when blue flag clicked, go to X 0 and Y 0, and now we are going to do the same with the player. So let's drag the code over here, and then we are going to set the rotation style to all around. And just to prove the point, let's point in direction 45, and as you can see, it rotates all around and goes to the direction 45. and since my level has a good empty space in the middle, it was good to start in the middle. But if your map doesn't have a good space in the middle, then you can just drag the player to wherever there's space and then set the X and Y into the block. The last thing we have to do to ensure that the player stays at the costume it is right now, we are going to switch the costume to the player costume. Yeah. Now let's paint another costume and then we'll name it it's a hitbox, and bitmap works better, so let's use bitmap. And now we're going to scale it up a lot. And now let's draw a square. You can select any color. I'll select green because that's what feels like a hitbox. And then make a square perfectly around one of those shaded squares and then center it. That is our hitbox. Yeah. So now let's focus on the player movement. So now let's get a forever block which the whole game will be running inside of. Not the whole game, there are going to be other sprites like the Raycaster itself. So this is the game loop for the player. Now let's add the controls. So let's get an if then and then check whether the player is pressing the A key. We are going to use WASD as controls because arrow keys are for noobs, but there are going to be arrow keys anyways because of strafing, and I'll tell you what it is later on in the next episode maybe, because in the next episode we are going to turn this into 3D. Yes, you're gonna get a 3D game, but there are going to be more episodes, so keep watching. Okay, fine, I need to stop yapping now. We will turn the player counterclockwise, which is this side for you all. You can just see it over here, like the left, on the left side. Yeah, let's turn it 3 degrees. Actually, not 3 degrees. Now let's make a new variable and we'll name it speed looking. Let's name it speed looking, and then we are going to change it into a slider. And now let's make a new sprite. We'll name it variables manager, and we are going to add 3 squares. Let's make them gray. Now let's make it get rounded corners. Now we are just going to copy and paste it, then make it go in the center and press shift and the down arrow key twice, and now duplicate it again, copy and paste it again, and then now press the up arrow key twice, and now select it all and then sandwich it. Yeah, now let's change the size to 25, and now let's put it in the corner. Yeah, so now let's get when green flag clicked. Now let's make another new variable. We'll name it variables visible. It's going to be a boolean variable. And so now first let's get a when this sprite clicked, not a when green flag clicked is fine. When green flag clicked, forever, if then, and touching mouse pointer and mouse clicked. Let's set let's get another if then else. If then else. If then equals to 0, variables visible, set variables visible to 1. And now we are going to duplicate it, and in the else we are going to set it to 0. And now we are going to duplicate the whole script, and then we are going to get an if then. If then variables visible equals to 1, we are going to show the variable speed looking, else we are going to hide the variable. So now let's test it out. And now look, if I click on it, it shows, and if I click on it again, it hides. Let's make a hitbox for this, because right now you just have to click on the lines, and if you click on the space between it, then it doesn't work. So let's make a square right over here which covers it. Yeah. Now we are going to go into the fill and set the opacity to 0. And now center it. So as you can see, now we have a hitbox without changing the sprite. And now if I click on it, look, okay, yeah, it's still a bit slow, but it works just fine. Yeah. So now we are going to set, let's just show the variable. Yeah. Now we are going to set the range to minimum value would be 1 and the maximum value would be 10. And now we are going to get the game loop and turn speed looking degrees. Wait, 0 minus speed looking degrees, 0. And now we are going to duplicate this and then make it turn right and just remove the 0 minus and then turn speed looking degrees when D is pressed. If you test that now, so let's press the green flag and set the speed looking to I guess 5. 5 works fine. And now as you can see, if I press the right arrow key, it moves clockwise, and if I press the left arrow key, what? Not the arrow key, A and D. Why is it only turning on that side? Okay, so there is a problem, I think. If you turn 5 degrees when D key is pressed, okay. Oh, so we still need to put the speed looking degrees only, no 0 and minus. So now if we test it again, as you can see, when I press the A key, it moves counterclockwise, and if I press the D key, it moves clockwise. That's how you do it, and that is not too impressive, but we are going to move, we are going to climb higher and higher until we create something like I showed you. So for now, stick to this. Okay, so right now it only moves clockwise and counterclockwise. But what about some real player movements? So we are going to duplicate both of these scripts, change that to W, oh my god, and then this to S. So we can discard these turn scripts and now get a move block and then move 2 steps. Wait, let's make a new variable and let's name it speed walking. And now let's change that into a slider right over there, and now change the range again to 1 to 10. And now we are going to go to the variables manager sprite, and now we are going to duplicate this and then change that to speed walking, and duplicate this and change that to speed walking again. And now we go to the player sprite and then duplicate this, change that to speed walking, duplicate it again and change that. It's already speed walking, so dumb. Okay, so now if we see, we change the speed walking to 4. As you can see, we can move anywhere we want, but the collisions are not yet there. We'll make them. Now we have to get the 0 minus script, because S is not really working, because it's still moving forward, which is speed walking, because it is a positive value. But if we change the value to negative, as you can see, we can move behind, forward and sideways. Not sideways, that's strafing, but you can turn. So the player movement isn't really much use, because it's just walking right through walls. So to fix that problem, we are going to make the most basic collision script. So go to my blocks and then make a new custom block. We'll name it, what do we name it? Move. And then add a numeric input, which is steps. And now make sure to select run without screen refresh, and now click on OK. So now this is going to replace these move blocks. So what we are going to do is, we are going to get the move blocks and then put this in there, and then remove the steps, and then we are going to get this and then change that to speed walking and this to 0 minus speed walking. So now it runs the same, just to make sure, test it out. So now we are going to check if we did move into a wall. So get an if then, and then get the touching block and then select the left. So we are going to move back in with, so we are going to get another move block. Where is it? And we are going to get go to operators and get a subtraction block and put that to 0. And now we got the negative value of steps. Now let's test it out. Okay, the speed is very less. Set it to 10. So as you can see, when you collide with the walls, it stops, but it doesn't really allow me to move. Yeah, I'm just stuck in here. So we are going to fix this bug. But for now, these collisions are kind of fine, not that good, but yeah. So now this hitbox costume is going to come in handy. Next, we are going to ensure that the hitbox never rotates by setting the rotation style to don't rotate. So now we switch the costume to the hitbox, and then we are detecting whether the player is touching the level. But then after we are done detecting, we need to switch the costume back to the player. So duplicate the scripts, and we don't need the set rotation style. Actually we do need it. Remove that, and now we are going to switch costume to the player and set rotation style to all around once again. Now if we test that out, as you can see, it collides kind of. Like, it's still not too good, but it doesn't really stop and get stuck in one place. Look, it's actually colliding even though it's overlapping, but still. Let me test out that area. Okay, yeah, the speed is a lot. Set it to 7 and the speed looking to 5, no 6. 6 looks fine. And now if we test it out, this is much better. Oh my god, how do I go to that wavy area? Oh yeah. Now if we try to collide with it, as you can see, it does not work too good, but at least we do collide and it detects. So now we are going to start by making a new custom block to try to move it. So let's get a let's name it try move and add two numeric inputs, which is dx and dy. And then next, make sure to click on run without screen refresh, because why not. Now click on OK, and here is our second new custom block. Don't get confused, even I don't know what I am doing right now. And here we put the movement. So begin by getting a change x and a change y block. Now change x by dx and change y by dy. Next we are going to check for collision, so duplicate this sprite, remove all that garbage by changing the x and the y again by dx and dy, but not actually dx and dy. We are going to duplicate the 0 minus thing and remove the steps, and then duplicate it again, and now get a dx and then a dy. This will move it back to where it was, because it gets the negative value of the dx and the dy, and that's how. So now we are going to get this move steps out, and in the place we are going to stuff the new try move block, and then we are going to, and this is where we need to apply some cool maths. Math is not cool, but what can I say? I need to act like I am smart even though I am not. But so now we are going to get this old collision detection out of here. So now get this move steps out of here, and now we are going to do some really complicated maths, which is trigonometry. I'm so scared by hearing the name of that. What will I do when I am in like 8th grade or 9th or 10th? I don't know. So we are going to get this abs off block and change that to sine. Now we are going to get the steps block, and then try move steps multiplied by the sine of from the sign of direction. Now for the y, we are going to just duplicate it, but change that to cosine. Did I look that up on Wikipedia? Of course I did. No, I'm just kidding. It was the Griff Patches tutorial. Assume I did not say that. So in theory, this code will help us move the same as before. And just to confirm that, let's test it out. Yeah, as you can see, it moves the same as before. Just added some complicated code because I don't know why. Just because I did. And how do I get into this guy? Now we still have a problem of overlapping. So to fix that, we are going to duplicate the try move block again. We can remove the second input parameter, and in here we can remove the first input parameter and change that by 0, and change that by 0 if you want, if you like, or maybe not, leave it blank. So now the first try move block will only move in the x direction, and in the second try move block it will only move in the y direction. First let's make the player a bit smaller because it's a really fat boy. Sorry for that, but yeah. Now I'm feeling really good about this, and let's give it a go. And as you can see, look, if we go up against the wall, we are still going to move depending on the direction we are facing. Yeah, now let's set everything to 10, and now it's going to be fun. Like, not really fun, but yeah. Oh my god, this thing is moving like a cockroach. Yes, I have a cockroach problem at my house. I know you guys might be thinking, when are we going to go 3D, but just trust the process. I'm going to let you go 3D. After all, I made that project by myself. After watching Griff Patches tutorials. Assume you did not hear that, okay? So let's move ahead. So I'm afraid to say that I'll have to finish episode 1 right now, but episode 2 is going to come out next week, I think, or maybe next to next week, so stay prepared. Don't watch Griff Patches tutorials because I have better ones. Okay, so please subscribe and like and subscribe. It's like and subscribe to my channel, and make sure to save the project because you don't want all of your hard work to get get washed away. So let's name it 3D Raycaster EP1. So thanks for watching this video. Leave a like and share it if you like it, and it's until next time, it's me and my and Mr. Cat signing off. Bye.